Asked you this before we went on the air, not just Italy necessarily, but if I wanted to, if someone wanted to say, I visited this place in Ireland or wherever it was, I would really like to see what's available for a small little getaway. Could you, as realtors here in the States, find something there?
That's an interesting point, because and this is the advantage of Chris and I partnering together, because Chris can actually access this through us. With RE/MAX, we have an actual international brand. I mean, we're in, I don't remember how many countries. I think there's only like a handful that we're not in, that we can see the agents that are in those countries. We can screen the agents. We can see what volume they've done, if there's any complaints against them. And so we can actually, with confidence, hand you off. If you're on a trip and you're there and you say, call us back in the States and say, hey, Prasky, find me a guy that can, find us a vacation home. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to pretend to know that market. I'm interested in it, but I don't know that market. But we want to find you somebody that is an expert in that.
651-989-9226. If you have a question, that line is open, or text us at 81807. Here's a text message. Is it possible to work with a local realtor to buy a retirement home in another state? Kind of goes back to the foreign country question I had.
I'd ask for a referral, possibly. It doesn't mean that agent can't be involved and help you navigate through the selection process. But you'd be real surprised how their knowledge locally can, help you in another market. But the local market will have characteristics that your agent is not aware of.
Right, and I'll tell you what. I've had times where they, feel comfortable with me, and that I am dealing with the other realtor in the other state. Because obviously they're probably up here and they're looking, and more likely on the internet. Then when they go down there, we're not licensed in other states.
Sure.
So we have to get someone else to be able to write the offer and stuff. So, but you can work it together if you feel comfortable with someone, and then they can kind of work through all the, hey, I don't know what's happening in Florida or Arizona and what the market is. Well, you, Andy, could certainly talk to a realtor down in Arizona probably a lot better than someone that's trying to buy just a rental property down there, to understand and give them, because they trust you.
Well, and keep in mind, when you're going back to your existing agent, it's because you trust them. You know that they know how to negotiate. You know how they, the security aspect of selling the house and making sure all your buyers are screened. All of that carries over. And so, the one part that you need is that local knowledge. And so I think a lot of agents, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, will work on a referral basis where your local agent can refer you to somebody in another city and actually get a small percentage of that commission for being involved in the transaction. And it's a great way to do it. A lot of our buyers, like for Chris and I, that come in from out of state, that we have agents in Arizona or, New York City was the last one we did. They're coming into the Twin Cities to relocate, and they want to find somebody local, and we work directly with them almost through the whole transaction,